did what I did because I had to.
Accused is TV's #1 news show.
Mom just died. Her nurse is in charge of her meds.
We're gonna get through this.
She's evil. How do you not see it?
I am trying to help you.
I'm not crazy.
An all-new Accused, Tuesday at 9 on Fox.
It's time for playoff weekend update.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you all so much. Last week, Fox NFL Sunday was parodied on Saturday Night Live. When asked for comment, Terry Bradshaw said he didn't see the show because, quote, I don't know what night it's on.
The Chiefs host the Bengals today in the AFC Championship game. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes is suffering from a high ankle sprain, which is also what they call it when Snoop Dogg has a regular ankle sprain.
The Eagles host the 49ers today in the NFC Championship game. In case of an Eagles win, the city of Philadelphia is already planning to grease their light poles to keep fans from climbing them. The source of the grease? George Kittle's hair.
Christian McCaffrey is nominated for Comeback Player of the Year. He's overcome a lot of adversity, such as multiple injuries, and playing for the Carolina Panthers.
Jalen Hurts is starting for the Eagles even though he is not 100%. What will be 100% is the Eagles fans' blood alcohol level.
They're already drunk. Opening this week is 80 for Brady, a movie about 4 80-year-olds who make a trip to see Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. Hollywood is already working on a sequel, 8:30 for Purdy, a movie about Brock Purdy's bedtime.
And that brings us to a segment we call Brock Purdy Looks So Young.
Brock Purdy looks so young. When he got sacked in the last game, the refs called Child Protective Services.
Brock Purdy looks so young that at a post-game champagne celebration, he got carded.
Brock Purdy looks so young. When he got hurt, the team called in a pediatrician.
Brock Purdy looks so young, the 49ers didn't give him a contract. They gave him an allowance.
This has been Brock Purdy Looks So Young.
Now let's get back to the guys on the show so they can start playing a game of Jimmy Johnson Looks So Old.
They had to end with that shot. It was funny until then.
They could have shot at me. Hey, that Saturday night. You know, I'm a little fed up with that, Kurt. Give me the address of the dude that said that about me, because I'm going to his house. All right? We'll see how old I am.
We'll find out in the future, but one thing that we do know is this thing is already getting chippy here in Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, Jimmy Ward kind of walked past him, and Brown said, hey, you stay on your side of the field. These guys are feeling it right now as they get ready to play the NFC Championship game. We also know that it's starting to rain a little bit. And as we bring in Aaron Andrews, the elements might play a part in this game, but nothing will have as many eyes on it as the player Brock Purdy, who has been an incredible story all season long, at least the second half.
Yeah, you know what? There is good news. I'd like to report on the weather. At least Jimmy Johnson and his hair is covered. Forget about my weave. No one has interest in that. Let's get back to the real story, Brock Purdy, who told us this ride has been an absolute dream. Of course, a dream that started when he was the final pick in last year's draft. The title of Mr. Irrelevant given to a quarterback who has shown us all it's not how you start, but how you finish.
Yeah, so sort of just like hoping and praying that, man, my name will get called sometime during the day.
Buddy, this is John Lynch from the 49ers. We find you very relevant, but you are going to be Mr. Irrelevant.
The 262nd pick.
I'm part of that fraternity, you know, of being the last draft pick.
Francisco 49ers select.
It's something that, you know, I wear with honor.
Brock Purdy.
Oh, you're part of a different fraternity now, my friend. You never want to see a guy go down. It's part of the business. We know. Week 2, we see Trey go down. That moves you to number 2.
Yeah, leading up to that Miami game, really, they would always tell me, like, man, you're taking the test every single week. I'm telling you, this team's going to need you at some point. We don't know when that is, and you might only get one shot at it. I want to ace it.
Jimmy goes down.
Yeah.
So now it'll be Brock Purdy. Mr. Irrelevant becomes extremely relevant now.
Purdy looks to throw. Touchdown, San Francisco.
We score, great, everyone's happy.
Brock Purdy off of the bench.
And I'm all right, where we at with Jimmy? How's he doing? And then he's done for the year. And so I'm like, man, that's crazy.
The final pick of the draft, leading the 49ers to the 33-17 win.
Well, and then let's talk about the next week.
Straight quarterback
is making his starting debut today, Brock Purdy.
Everyone obviously fell in love with you that day, but also your parents wiping away tears. What was that like when you saw the video?
Yeah, I was like, this is, surreal. Just to have my family there, my first start, to play against, Tom Brady and win. It was like a dream.
Good play, my man. You played great. Keep it up. Keep going.
My dad crying in the stands. My brother had his arm around my dad. For him, like seeing his little boy, grow up, all the work and the practice and everything we've done in our backyard, in the living room. I'm so happy for my parents that they get to experience this too.
Yeah, and you've kind of taken us on that journey. We've seen you after games go find them in the stands. What are you thinking about when you're going over to see them?
Yeah, I'm so thankful. Just all the little moments where people didn't see anything. Going to the park by ourselves, just me, my dad, my brother, just jogging up and seeing them in an NFL stadium after a win, and then hugging on them. It's like, it doesn't get any better than that.
Brock Purdy, you're a former Gatorade High School Player of the Year from Arizona.
Yep.
The Super Bowl's in Arizona.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah. We're focusing on one game at a time. Don't want to get too caught up in the future, but it's cool. Yeah. So I'll leave it at that.
He can leave it at that, but what we're going to continue to say is this is wild, and it's been an absolute wild ride. I don't think any of us in the media can state it enough. He is one win away from a Super Bowl, going back to Arizona where he was brought up. And he wanted to talk about a guy that has a lot of swagger and confidence. His tackle, Trent Williams, who told us this guy, when you're around this young rookie, it just oozes out of his pores. No one wants to see anything coming out of my pores. But before we get to that, Terry Bradshaw, I know you had a chance to just meet this young guy, and he is here. He is in this hostile environment. How do you think he's going to do?
Yeah, I went out and watched him throw. I love watching the motion of these young quarterbacks. And I told him, hey, better spin it going to the right. That win and knock that ball down. He had a chuckle. It was just a nice visit. So good to meet these young quarterbacks. Both of these guys that are playing today are outstanding young men. 4 rookie quarterbacks have started in the conference championship game. None has moved on to play in the Super Bowl. That's just that. But everybody up here, like these young quarterbacks, every one of them has a defining moment. And if you'll go back to last week's game against the Cowboys, Purdy went back. He found George Kittle on a completion to convert a 3rd down. An unbelievable one-handed catch by George Kittle, kept the drive going, and went on and scored a touchdown. I would venture to say if the 49ers go into the Super Bowl and should win it even, that they can always look back to that catch by George Kittle.
Yeah, you're talking about the catch by Kittle, but before you're talking about Brock Purdy. And look, as observers, we've all been impressed by Purdy. But can you imagine trying to stop him, Jay Glazer? I guess the people who are on the other side of the football are just as impressed by his play.
Well, the guy who just tried to stop him last week, Dan Quinn, Dallas Cowboys defensive coordinator, talked to him last night. He said our entire game plan, we see how fast Brock Purdy can get that ball out, but we try to do a lot of fake coverages and try to really bait him into making rookie mistakes. You know how many rookie mistakes we bait him into making? 0. We did not fool him one time, and as a result of that, when you talk to John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, the more they see him play games like that, they're not just looking at him as the starter for the rest of these playoffs, they're starting to think he could be their guy for next year as well.
You know, but Grant, that performance was at home. Now it's in front of a hostile environment as a rookie.
Yes, Kurt. Brock, he was a 4-year starter in college. You know, he played as a freshman. He has been in these hostile games before, especially in Week 15 when they played in Seattle. Coach Kyle Shanahan put it this way, that it was possible preparation for an environment like Philadelphia. Brock plays like a vet. He acts like a vet. Yes, the Eagles fans will be going bananas today, but Brock will not be fazed.
And, you know, I mean, I literally, on the other side, he's got some nice weapons. I mean, with Christian McCaffrey, what he's done since he's come to the San Francisco 49ers has been amazing. This team was 19th in scoring. Now they're second in the NFL since he showed up here in scoring. With Brock Purdy at quarterback, last 7 games, they're averaging 34 points a game. He leads all running backs in receiving yards, second in yards after the catch. Christian McCaffrey has been Mr. Everything, but what I'm most impressed about with him, his ability to run between the tackles. This is not a guy you just sweep left, sweep right, put in his hands in the passing game. He does it all. Very impressed with Christian McCaffrey.
Michael, when you had the success that Coach Kyle Shanahan's had, you're going to lose coaches to head coaching positions. And if you're going to be successful for a long time, you're going to elevate from within. That's what he did, when he hired, D'Amico Ryan and moved him up. And then on top of that, you've got to have the ability to identify up-and-coming young coaches. Kyle did this with Brian Griese. Brian Griese had never coached a down. He had been in broadcasting. But he brought him in, and Brian Griese said, hey, there's a young quarterback, a rookie, let's draft him, called Brock Purdy. He was instrumental in getting Purdy. Now he's coaching him.
Yeah, I think one of the things that helps Purdy in the San Francisco offense, they don't force him into being too much. He doesn't have to make the big throw too many times, 2-3 throws a game. It's the defense, it's the front seven, maybe the best in football. If there's a weakness, it's the back end. Kansas City had success, Seattle had success, and the Raiders had success. Can you block the front seven on play action passes? That's where the ball's going to go deep.
All right, we have covered the 49ers. We'll get you all set with the Philadelphia story as the Eagles are getting ready for action against this Niner team. Jalen Hurts sat down with our Michael Strahan. We'll cover that as we get you to the final moments before kickoff of the NFC Championship game right here on Fox.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Verizon, the network you deserve, the savings that last.
What's up, Einstein?
My network went into a black hole.
Oh, you tried to save a buck on it?
I got what I paid for. Not so smart.
Nah, you're still a genius. But there is a smarter way to save.
Oh.
Switch to Verizon and get a new iPhone 14 Pro and Apple Watch on them.
Yep, right now get iPhone 14 Pro and Apple Watch SE on us. That's a value of up to $1,200.
Eureka! I'm switching.
Oh, you're pretty spry.
The network you deserve, the savings you want. Verizon.
We will get your baby back.
Alert, Mondays on Fox.
Upgrade your afternoons the right way.
It's a huge upgrade.
First things first, with Nick.
Now that's the best take.
Drew,
they need a win.
And Kevin.
It's because I can predict the future.
As they serve up the freshest takes.
LeBron, Mahomes, Steph Curry, Tom Brady, he's out of there.
First things first, weekdays on FS1.
I remember when I got my first glimpse of the mountains, I had to take a breath. I began to understand what was so special about it.
You guys ready?
There is something that we should be thankful for, the human will to convince other people that this is worth keeping. Sure, it was times like that when they all questioned the monumental task that was in front of them. They started to realize their mission to exploit the region was the wrong path. There's something about staring out at the landscape here, taking in the natural world just as it was intended to be. I was determined to be out there.
Animal control. 3 guesses why we're here.
Grab the head. Dude, I'm not touching that thing. I was led to believe this job was mostly dogs.
What do you weigh? 140? Got no chance of me. I'm 160.
Wouldn't telling him your real weight be scarier?
Can we please be our better selves here?
Yeah, Emily, why don't you talk to my partner?
Joel McHale, Animal Control, premieres February 16th on Fox.
Gentlemen, welcome to Independence Hall, the Pennsylvania State House, where in 1776, the Declaration of Independence was written.
One minute, Mr. Franklin, if you could, please. Mr. Bradshaw, could you please refrain from talking until the end of the tour? Thank you.
I'm a Yankee Doodle Dandy, Yankee Doodle do or die. A real life nephew of my Uncle Sam, born on the 4th of July. I've a Yankee Doodle sweetheart, she's my Yankee Doodle joy. Yankee Doodle came to town just to ride the pony. I am a Yankee Doodle boy.
That was fun. You combine the mascots for the 4 teams here, it may be best of any city. And there's Scoop getting ready for a little action here. The party is just getting started as the Eagles and 49ers are just about ready for the NFC Championship game. And Michael, we mentioned a little bit earlier that you look at the Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow's 2 full seasons, 2 championship games. Here in his 2nd full season, the kid, Jalen Hurts, has already not only gotten the Eagles into the title game, but he seems to have won this city over by being a tough guy.
He really has, Kurt. And you know, for the outside world, Jalen Hurts, he seems very confident, almost borderline cocky. His own brother even described him as a robot. But when you spend some time with him, you realize he's built a shell around himself to protect himself from all the doubt he's had his entire football career. But that doubt is what fuels this young man, and it may fuel him all the way to the Super Bowl.
And we still did what? We still left money on the table.
You've had an incredible season. First of all, you're winning in the NFC Championship game. Yeah. But secondly, you are MVP finalist. A little bit of part of you that's celebrating that?
I never said where I'd be. I never said how far I'd go. I never ever put a limit on myself. There are no surprises. You know, there is no point where I'll just arrive. It's just the journey of it.
I find this hard to believe. Since high school, this is the first time you've been in the system 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
You've gone through so many changes.
Yeah, I think being able to take in all of that different coaching throughout the years, still be able to be productive. And it's been important for me because I've been able to take so much, kind of put it in my own little pot of gumbo, if you will.
But you have gone through a lot.
Yeah.
Getting benched at Alabama. Even after starting last season, like all the doubt in your young 24 years, he can't do this and he can't do that. How has that made you who you are today?
You know, I think it's been that way for a long time, and I don't want it to change.
You want people to doubt you?
I don't want it to change. You know, I learned to embrace the hate. It gave me fuel, you know what I'm saying? It inflicted pain on me for sure, but that pain was my strength. I had a mentality moving forward, you know, regardless of what it is, I just kind of come with it.
It's your demeanor.
Yeah.
Anything can happen and you just sit back and be like, oh, that's cool. Unfazed by any of it, man.
He lets it fly.
I think I've been able to experience things that have been able to mold how I view certain situations, and you know, I'm able to kind of stay focused on what's important to me.
He still left the money on the table. He still left the money on the table.
You're one game away. 49ers are in front of you. When does your demeanor change a little bit?
I can't tell you what happened.
You can smile.
I can't tell you what can happen.
Oh, are
to the game. Let's see.
How much money left on the table?
Got a lot on there. We don't want to lead none, though. We want to go out there and attack them. It's a really good team.
A little bit of the course getting loose.
We're not satisfied. I'm not satisfied, and I think that's
I get it.
That kind of seeps through the entire building.
Well, I hope you keep collecting this cash for the next few weeks, man.
And when Jalen Hurts talks about money on the table, what he means is what we're doing now is great, but what's next is more important. And what's next for him is winning the NFC Championship and advancing to Super Bowl 57. And when you look at everything that he's gone through, I believe that it all prepared him.
A lot of wind on this too when we actually play. Yeah, this wind is going to be no joke. No. I'm on the course right now, just kind of hitting balls on the same conditions, and it's impactful for sure.
He doesn't want to get rid of it. He wants that chip to stay there because that gives him his edge. That gives him his comfort.
all quarterbacks, young, old, whatever, we all strive to find that one place we can go to in the eye of the storm where we're most comfortable. And I think you got that from Jalen Hurts in that interview right there. The kryptonite, I believe, for the 49ers defense is the deep pass. And I think today that will be the difference in this game. If which quarterback is unflappable would mean basically which one ends up what? Flapping?
But if you're gonna get to Brown and you're gonna get to Smith with the deep ball, to me, it all centers around what I think is the best offensive line in football. It's Mailata at left tackle, Johnson at right tackle versus Bosa. It's Kelsey in the center versus Greenlaw and Warner, the two inside backers. Well, I think this is best on best. If they can't run the football, they can't get the ball downfield. That's going to decide the game. This offensive line and Philly's defensive line will determine whether they win this football game.
Yes. Everyone was talking last week that A.J. Brown was being a diva on the sideline. Let me tell you, he was not being a diva. You want your star players wanting the ball to make plays. That is 100%. He is confident and ready to go. And now that game is in the past. And if the Philadelphia Eagles want to move on, if they want to win this game and they want to win the Super Bowl game next week, they better put that ball in the hands of A.J. Brown and let him do his magic.
How about this crowd? I mean, they're about to get cranked up. When Philadelphia hits the field, I think the 49er fans, they're back inside getting warm because it's 99% green looking into the stands. And you know what? This could be intimidating for a quarterback, much less a rookie quarterback. And as far as just the game itself, it really helps the defensive pass rush. It helps the home team. It really hurts the visiting team as far as the occasions. Yeah, I think if Philadelphia can get a lead, this crowd will go crazy, and it'll be even more intimidating than what it was at the start.
As athletes, we do feed off of the crowd.
Oh, without question.
But it's crazy. Philly was my favorite place to play because I love getting screamed at. They throw stuff at you. Motivated me. So if the 49ers can pull some motivation from the hate, as we see Jalen Hurts said that he does for his performance, then I think this is going to be, this should be one of the best games that we've seen in a long time.
In front of one of the best atmospheres that we have seen. But one thing is, you want good health going into this game. So who is in and who is out? Geico will help Jake Glazer tell us that.
Well, look, Howard was just talking about that offensive line, and Lane Johnson, I talked to him this morning. He said, look, all that my groin, how much it healed during those couple weeks that I had off. Well, I actually re-tore the groin last week against the Giants. He said, but I just have to deal with it today. There's no time for me to worry about it. I've got to just block the pain out all game long. As far as the 49ers, Christian McCaffrey, he had a calf contusion. They held him out of practice early in the week. He is 100%, no limitations at all. However, his running back mate, Elijah Mitchell, groin injury, out today.
All right, that could be interesting. They just called up Tevin Coleman to wind up playing in this game as well. By the way, there's big news for you at home getting ready for this contest. The Fox Bet Super 6 will not only give you $100,000 if you win it today, it's also giving away an SUV. For a chance to win, all you have to do is download the free app, answer 6 questions about today's NFC title game, and you can win.
My SUV.
Your SUV and your $100,000, but it'll be theirs if they win it.
So I have 100,000.
Yes. Still, talk about winning. We know who's playing in this game. We know who's in the AFC Championship. I will ask you simply, who is going to the Super Bowl, starting with you, TB?
I'm going with the home crowd, Philadelphia Eagles, and they will play the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mike's right. This is going to be a great game. That game in Kansas City is going to be great, but I'm going Philly, and I'm going Kansas City, 2 home teams.
Well, you know what? It's hard to win here in Philly. A young quarterback on the road. I'm going to go with Philly. But I'm going to go with Cincinnati. I think that these guys are going back to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm going Philadelphia against Cincinnati. I think Mitchell being out for the 49ers, I think that hurts you on the short yardage goal line. Philadelphia against Cincinnati.
All right, Sean Payton is out. Gronk will make his pick for it.
Yes, Coach Payton is too busy looking for a head coaching job right now, everyone. So, Coach Payton, he told me he's going with the San Francisco 49ers versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
All right, we will find out who goes from the NFC. The San Francisco 49ers the Philadelphia Eagles. Kickoff of the championship game is next.
The GMC Sierra with hand-free driving offers the most advanced and luxurious pickup in its class. Yeah, it rocks.
You don't come to Vegas for one game, one race, one fight, one matchup, or one team. You come for the epic pregame and 3 days of postgame. You come for the showtime and go time and 24 hours of prime time. Because the game is just the beginning. Las Vegas, the greatest arena on earth.
Newest thing from Pizza Hut isn't pizza at all. It's cheesy, so crispy, loaded with toppings, and just $6.99. Enough for two, price for one. New Pizza Hut melts, just $6.99.
For the line crew, the go-getters, there's Grainger. Supplies and solutions for every industry, plus 24/7 support and
might be my heater.
local
Turn it
branches.
off.
Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
$200 instantly. Just spend $5.
It'll take a minute to
Drive
turn it
Kings,
off.
listen to me. You listen good. I appreciate you for recognizing how valuable my time is. But instantly, stop. You're not gonna make me sweat a little bit? Feel some extra bumps in my chest while the game is going on? Oh, look, wait a minute. There's my $200. That was fast.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Bet just $5 to get 200 in free bets instantly. Action so good, why bet NFL playoffs anywhere else?
Touchdown. Nah, interception.
The critics agree. The Clash is a hit. Get ready for the sequel. It's take two from NASCAR's best. A race you have to see to believe. The Clash at the Coliseum, next Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern on Fox.
It is the NFC Championship game here from Philadelphia on Fox. The San Francisco 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles, and we say, welcome to Philly. What an atmosphere as we are ready to go here in the booth with Greg Olson. I'm Kevin Burkhardt. Let's talk about the one-seed Eagles first. We know this. We've seen them a lot. On offense, they can beat you any way they want.
Yeah, and most teams around the NFL, they want to find a specific identity that they can kind of lean into, especially in the biggest stages. What's unique about Philly, especially offensively, they can win and compete with you really anyway. You want to turn this into a ground game and run the ball, they're comfortable. You want to turn this into an aerial attack and throw the ball.
Still hear it, or is it all done?
Just as good there. It's the ultimate challenge for this San Francisco defense.
Yeah, and that is a challenge. The 49ers are number
we
one
might be good.
overall D, number one overall scoring D, and they played every bit of it against Dallas last week.
Yeah, and as most cases are, you find yourself in the NFC Championship. San Francisco's going to need their stars on defense to show up. Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead, Fred Warner. Those three guys have to do their best to corral Jalen Hurts in this spread version of this run game, because if you have to overcommit your secondary to help support the run, A.J. Brown, Devontae
You guys
Smith,
want me to start a room?
they're going to throw it over your head.
These have been the two
Yeah, that's fine. Is anybody streaming this? I am.
Today for the championship
All right.
and the right to go to the Super Bowl. Kickoff on Fox. Coming up next.
Did you know Google makes a phone? Do you know about its camera? Like the way it fixes blurry photos. Magically erases annoying distractions. And even fixes photos taken with your old phone.
All right, the room is 3333.
Now that you know
4
all that,
threes.
Did you know switching has never been easier? Start fixing with Pixel, the only phone engineered by Google. Get Google Pixel 7 Pro for free.
Lisa Marie's shocking death
It's a tragedy. What happened?
leaves a massive fortune.
Yeah, man.
Plus, a custody battle may loom, and exclusive information to unanswered questions. TMC investigates Lisa Marie Presley, Unending Tragedy, tomorrow on Fox.
This is for the real ones.
The fans that live for this. This is Driving's USDA Prime Time football. Just ask these guys.
You better recognize the real.
Except no substitutes.
All right, create a room. Yeah, it's
People
3
remember
3 3
ads
3.
with a catchy song. So to help
4
you
threes.
remember that Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance, here's a little number you'll never forget.
Customize and save.
Only pay for what you need.
You guys ready? You guys want to set the order now? Glove, don't you hit the ball pretty far?
Don't.
No, I hit the ball really short.
Meet with
So
an
I think I should go
expert who will do
first,
them
if
for you.
anything.
So you can do not
All right,
taxes.
click red again. Or I guess you don't need to click anything. Me and Randolph, click red again if you don't mind. Oh, sorry, I already did. I'll just change the green. Just change the green. Probably make it easier. Well, you got to be red.
Yeah, I know, but I had already clicked red when you said it.
Yeah, but
it ended
as
up
soon as you
being
click red,
red.
it's just going to take you to the end of the line again.
So if you guys just want to click green, it'll put you behind me. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Randolph, you want to go green? All right,
There you
boys,
go.
let's give it hell.
Yeah, me and hitting far are not synonymous. Oh, I don't hit far. Everybody up?
Yep.
All right.
With this wind, I don't think there's going to be a lot of low scores.
Nah, this one's pretty heavy. Way left, too. Yeah.
That's a good shot.
Fairway.
All right, I'm gonna change your world. That's gonna be interesting. Let's go. I love fruit for great. Yeah. I want to watch history. Ooh. You want to root for the underdog. Good luck with that. In sports, people hate what they fear. They hate Brady. They hate LeBron. I've got a lot of haters.
Truth hurts sometimes.
I'm controversial when I don't even mean to be. It doesn't matter how many times I'm right. You'll still argue with me. This is the herd.
Animal control. 3 guesses why we're here.
Grab the head.
Dude, I'm not touching that thing. I was believe this job was mostly dogs.
We're back.
What do you
I'm
want?
back.
140? Got no chance with me. I'm 160.
I like the line.
Well, I'm trying to go aggressive.
No, it's fine. It's all good.
Please be our better selves here.
Yeah, Emily, why don't you talk to my partner?
Joel McHale, Animal Control, premieres February 16th on Fox.
You ready for it? Here we go.
Morning's OG, spitting mad truth and sick kicks. It's Skip Drip Bayless.
I am a living legend.
He came to play Mr. Game Day, Shannon Shay Sharp. Get off my property. Toe-to-toe in a sports debate game. In a showdown for the GOATKO.
It's legal on this show.
To see who's
Oh, that's really good.
of all time.
Yeah, nice. Nice shot, Ralph. Settle. Settle in.
Oh, yeah.
The NFL is sponsored by Intuit TurboTax. Come to TurboTax and don't do your taxes. Meet with an expert who'll do them for you, so you can watch more football.
Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Some of the faces on display today for this NFC.
What do you think the numbers should be here? About one to the B157, name for that?
I think like 150 maybe.
It's been a long week for the 49ers, hasn't it?
I'd aim right at the green.
145.
You think that crosswind's gonna knock it down any?
I don't think the wind will knock it down.
Kyle Shanahan said because of this, we are hardened as a group.
The greens are firm too, so we'll roll out a little bit.
I'll tell you who doesn't have a lot of experience. Their rookie quarterback, Brock Purdy, who said, I got to keep it simple and rely on the guys who have been there before. It's going to be really interesting, Tom Rinaldi, to see how he deals with this rain and wind as well, as I send it over to you.
Aaron, by his own admission, Jalen Hurts told us he's not 100% heading into this.
That's a 145 carry.
Some treatment to his right shoulder. He takes heed in the message Nick Sirianni gave to the team Saturday night. That as important as scheme and strategy are, this is about mindset and mental toughness. As center Jason Kelsey told us, everyone in the league is tough, but who can be toughest for the longest? Something else to point out, as Aaron mentioned, this rain continuing to fall. Ball security crucial for both of these teams. Let's keep an eye out for that as this rain continues, guys. Can't wait.
We'll do just that, Tom. We remind you the Spanish language broadcast available today on Fox Deportes, and there is the weather. It's relatively warm today, 50 degrees. Wind could be a factor, and the rain, we'll see it most of the day. 49ers have won the toss. They've decided to defer, so we will see Jalen Hurts in that injured shoulder first. Fans are ready to go, and so are we for this NFC Championship. And here we go. Short kick, Scott. Has a seam, Boston Scott up across the 30, and a good return for Philadelphia, where we will see Jalen Hurts on the field. And there's a little bit of a scrum on the field right now. Tensions flaring on the opening kickoff.
Yeah, nice.
And the Eagles are in good field position as the officials clear it out. And we will see Jalen Hurts in that shoulder that Tom talked about.
Couple of putts at it.
I think it's something for us to keep an eye on, especially everyone understanding just how valuable he is in the run game. But I think the conversation around Jalen Hurts, Kevin, all year has been, how much is he the product of the talent around him, whatnot. I think those games he missed with that shoulder injury towards the end of the year,
just outside that first grid line.
So, probably somewhere in there.
Looking to throw on first down. Far center field. A.J. Brown makes the catch up across the 40. Tackled immediately by Charvarius Ward. And I think about the offense when you look, we talked about the Eagles can do whatever they want, but they're more of a passing offense early, aren't they?
They are, and that's, right off the bat, first
that was a good line. The speed was there.
Teams on early downs, and really that threat of early pass is what's able to for them to spread the field.
I think you can go a little inside that too if you want to.
Which is how they build their space and their advantage for their run game.
Second down here is Miles Sanders right off the gut, and a first down for the Eagles up to the 46. And there's an injured 49er. Is that Fred Warner? Oh boy. Warner just sensational. Second time named to the All-Pro team this year, and he's a critical part of this number 1D. There's Warner right there, number 54. Tough to tell. Injury timeout here in Philadelphia.
Jeez.
Ironic. Edelman struggling with reception.
Two things I hate dropping. Balls and calls.
Well, you need a better network. And Verizon's new Welcome Unlimited plan for just $25 a line.
I'm listening.
It's their best unlimited price ever.
Nice. I'm switching now.
Whether you're in the city or on the road.
Reception.
And getting the network you want for the price you love.
Touchdown!
Oh,
Unlimited time, switch to Verizon for just $25 a line. Guaranteed for 3 years. The savings that last on the network you want. Verizon.
What's it like? Always knowing the truth.
I could just tell.
When anyone is lying.
I think there's been a murder.
Look out! I have been kind of a death magnet. I'm trying to figure out what happened.
You ever gamble? Because you can make a killing.
Sorry, boy.
determination to go where you couldn't before. Achieve goals that once felt out of reach. That's why Honda engineers didn't just redesign the Pilot Trail Sport. They built the most off-road capable Honda SUV ever. The all-new Pilot Trail Sport, part of the Honda line of rugged vehicles.
Yeah.
International flavors
Go.
also different.
Alright.
Original chicken so
You can use that.
magnificent. There is really no equivalent, a rival, all three.
Some game day traditions really leave you guessing. MailChimp takes the guesswork out of email marketing by predicting which of your customers are more likely to purchase again, so you can celebrate your sales all season long. Guess less and sell more with Intuit MailChimp.
For a chance at $100,000 and Terry's prize, download the Super 6 app now.
All right.
Play for free.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Burger King. You rule.
Well, Fred Warner up on his own accord and going
My
into
line might be a little better.
Hopefully he's okay. Oren Burks comes on to replace him in the meantime. And it's 1st and 10 Eagles on this opening drive. Hurts. Some pressure coming. Unloads it coming to the near side. Goddard makes a catch and then
It's like it's funneling to the hole a little bit too.
ended up being tackled by Oren Burks. And here against this 49ers defense, they've been so great all year. They get to the quarterback. Strength is really overall, isn't it? There's no real weakness.
They're not. They're good at pretty much everything. A lot. They have stars at all three levels, Pro Bowlers at all three levels. We talked about in the opening. The decision DeMeco Ryans, the defensive coordinator, that he's been wrestling with all week is, do we want to take away that run and make us vulnerable on the outside defending these two receivers, or do we maybe concede a little of the run game?
That was a 35-yard carry on line.
Hurts gets away. Looking for somewhere to go. It's not there. Just going to run it out of bounds after a short gain. Eric Armstead had pursuit. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Gotta be kidding me.
And there's Fred Warner back in the game, so that's good to see for the 49ers.
And he's their engine. You know, Nick Bosa, of course, is a tremendous player along with Eric Armstead up front. But Fred Warner, he's the glue that makes that entire defense work. He connects the front end with the defensive line to the secondary. You're San Francisco. You're ecstatic that number 54.
Yeah, settle. Nice shot, Ralph.
3rd and 8. Blitz
Rainbow.
and it's caught for a 1st down. Low throw, but a good adjustment from A.J. Brown.
Well, a fast start here to A.J. Brown after a slow week. You're going to see Dre Greenlaw. He's unblocked. What a great job there by Jalen Hurts buying time. And then watch A.J. Brown. Gets his hands clearly under the ball. Secures the catch. We kind of had a thought coming in here today, Kevin, that they would find a way to get A.J. Brown involved in the game. Much was made of his frustrations towards the end. Didn't feel like he was much part of the game last week in New York, but big 3rd down there.
Early, a little different. Sanders tripped up after a short game by Kevin Gibbons. Yeah, Brown last week only had 3 catches for 22 yards, but of course, the Eagles were up 28-0 in that game before you could blink, so they didn't have to be. And Nick Sirianni in his 2nd year, pretty remarkable job. Playoffs both seasons, and now to the championship game in his 2nd season.
Yeah, and you got to imagine he's one of the front runners right now for NFL Coach of the Year. Just the job he's done, the turnaround, not only the wins and losses, but the way they've built this culture, this identity here in Philadelphia. And probably his biggest victory has been the development and the emergence of Jalen Hurts as one of the stars of this league.
4-man rush. Hurts dancing around, pressure from Bosa, throws on the run, and Hufanga came over to pick it off, but he's out of bounds. Good anticipation from Hufanga and the pressure from Bosa, and the 3rd and long coming up.
Yeah, and this is something we're going to keep track of all day. Watch the job here Bosa does when he gets to the depth of Jalen Hurts. Watch him stop. See how he doesn't just jump inside the right tackle, Lane Johnson, keeping Jalen Hurts from the ability to both break through vertically through the line of scrimmage, but also break contain. Rushing with your eyes. It's something DeMeco Ryans has been harping on all week, preparing for Jalen Hurts. That was a nice job there by Bosa.
Just gotta get one back.
Back off the blitz.
Yep.
It's over the middle, caught but short of a first down. It's Goddard making the catch, but that should put them in field goal range if they decide to go for it.
Yeah, well, I think Nick Sirianni, and he's at the cutting edge right now of the fourth down kind of renaissance that's going throughout the NFL. I'm not shocked here, KB, that he treats this in these conditions with this wind. This is 4-down territory.
And so they will go. 69% on the year on 4th
Yeah.
best in the NFL. They need 3. Hurts runs out of the pocket, looking for a deep Devontae Smith. One-hander. Is he in? He's got it. 1st and goal, Philadelphia.
Just an absolutely remarkable catch. Not only to stick up that right hand, he's clearly in. Great body control. Philly's going fast, but he was definitely in bounds.
Hurts looking, has all day. Can't find anyone. Now some pressure comes and throws it underneath, incomplete. Man, what a catch that was.
Yeah, San Francisco went straight man. You see him across the board, man, and they're in great shape. Jimmy Ward's in good position. This is just scramble drill. They teach the receivers, if you're running horizontal
really nice.
to the sideline, when you see your quarterback scramble,
There you go, Randolph.
you go take the top off and run. What an unbelievable catch and adjustment in the air by Devontae Smith. And let's go back to that decision early in this game. That is very on brand. That is very much the culture and the attitude Nick Sirianni has brought to Philadelphia. They're one of the most aggressive teams in attempting 4th downs.
2nd and goal. Hand it off. Sanders walks in. Touchdown.
What kind of distance y'all thinking?
Thinking like 85.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Want to see 2 good double teams? Watch the movement on the interior
85 on the number.
line by the Philadelphia offensive line, widely regarded as the best unit in the league.
Yeah.
I hit the number on the carry on the monitor here, so.
The offensive line does the rest. They're the best opening drive scoring team in the league. 9 of them coming into today. They just had their 10th.
Extra point is good. So the Eagles go on 4th and 3. The big catch to Devontae Smith set up a 1st and goal, a 29-yarder, a one-hander, and another opening drive touchdown. Eagles in front.
Yeah, like that too.
Ever since we started looking for a
Oh, it's getting better.
credit card.
Options have
Oh.
been coming out of the woodwork.
Exactly.
At NerdWallet, we can help you make the smartest decision by comparing top cards. That way you get cash back on the things you care about most.
Oh, that one has cash back on dining out.
Well, that's great because our table is...
We don't have a table.
Where's our daughter?
NerdWallet, the smartest decision for all your financial decisions.
This is the truck that helps keep families safe. And the truck that helps you
Yeah, well done.
from home. The truck that lets you move mountains and then climb them. This is the truck of the outdoors, the early adopters, and the rising generation. This is the one more truck owners are switching to. This is what it means to be a Ram.
Thinking like a cup outside.
Did you know Google makes a phone? Do you know about its camera? By the way it fixes blurry photos.
Yep, a little bit more, I think.
Little more?
Erases annoying distractions.
Yep.
And even fixes photos taken with your old phone. Now that you know that, photo switching has never been easier. Start fixing with Pixel, the only phone engineered by Google. Get Google Pixel 7 Pro for free.
8 feet.
Yep.
Who says you have to spend more on skincare to get results? I power up my skin with Olay. It works. Guaranteed. Try niacinamide for strength, retinol 24 for smoothness, and vitamin C for brightness. I like to use them all.
I'd still go higher than what I was though.
When you start with better ingredients, better pizza, you also get better papadilla, better cheese sticks, better yummy this, and better Get any two or more for just $6.99 each. That's Papa John's.
How much longer can these 8 remaining celebrities hold on?
Everything hurts.
I can't do it.
Bounce back past this cool. Special Forces World's Toughest Test, only Wednesday on Fox.
Well, a huge catch by Devontae Smith, and it turns out it looks like the Eagles got away with one. Let's bring in Mike Pereira. Mike, looking at all these different angles, what do you think?
Well, he's clearly going to the ground, Kevin. Ball hits the ground. He's got to maintain control, but you see him lose control.
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
It would have been
130 maybe.
That's why he said to hurry up, and Philadelphia got the line right away, and there you go. They get away with it. That's a big play on a 4th down and 3, by the way.
Yeah, no doubt. We were kind of looking at ourselves when he got up so fast. When we saw the initial replay, so it wasn't that he didn't think he got his feet down, but upon that other angle, you heard Mike Pereira mention it. You didn't see it initially, but that ball hits the ground, and if you're San Francisco right now, that's a big part of the game.
So now the 49ers turn on offense, starting from their own 25, where we will see the rookie quarterback Brock Purdy, who has been sensational. The 3rd quarterback of the year for San Francisco with all the injuries. And all he's done is win every single game he started. He's 7-0, a couple of playoff wins, and he's got his team to the championship game.
Wow.
The best thing that Brock Purdy, you see that right there, that 14 touchdowns, that 2 interceptions, he has taken care of the ball. The challenge for this offense today in Brock Purdy is, can he take care of the ball but not play conservative against this Philly defense that's going to bring a lot of pressure.
Going to throw it on 1st down. Standing over the middle, George Kittle right on target. Kittle had a monster game last week, and a good start for him there. And Kittle's really kind of had a second life with Brock Purdy. We know about Trent Williams, one of the best in the game. But since Purdy has started, Kittle has been like the feature guy. He was a little bit forgotten earlier in the year.
Absolutely, and it's pretty easy to kind of lose track of George Kittle. You're worried about where's Deebo Samuel? Is he at running back? Where's Christian McCaffrey? Is he lined up at wide receiver? The versatility of both their personnel groups and their formation variety, it's very hard both pre and post snap for defenses to find everybody.
Here's McCaffrey, and he goes nowhere. He's not going to get the 1st down, looks like. C.J. Gardner-Johnson was there on the stop, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
It looks like he could be easier up and down, but it's in deep rough. It's more green, but...
Coming into this game with a calf injury from...
I'm okay with you, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna get it high anyway, so we'll come out the rough line.
Another storyline today is this. Talk about the youngest starting quarterbacks conference championship game. Look at Sean King was the youngest. We're going down to days here, Greg. We're really doing the math. Brock Purdy, 23 years, 33 days, and happened to be the last pick of the draft this year and the 3rd quarterback by the 49ers this year. It's unbelievable. They go with Deebo Samuel on the backfield for the first time. Ready to throw. Penalty flag flies. Ayuk wide open, makes the catch, has a 1st down. And now let's see what the penalty is. John Hussey, our referee this afternoon. That's on Hassan Reddick. They will take the catch to Ayuk instead. Reddick had a fantastic year, tied for 2nd in the league in sacks.
A lot closer than it seems.
Broke the sack record at 70 of them on the year. And now 1st and 10. Samuel breaks a tackle. Deebo Samuel then stepped up at midfield by Gardner-Johnson. Slay was there as well against this Eagles defense, and That is their specialty, right? They've been rock solid, but the pressure and the sacks of the quarterback, that's where they excel.
Yeah, everything with this Philadelphia defense, as you mentioned, starts
a lot of parts today.
When you're in passing downs, when you're playing from behind, as San Francisco
Yeah, this one's the one's pretty serious here.
But then they also have one of the premier cornerback combinations, James Bradbury, Darius Slay on the outside. This is as formidable defense as there is across the entire league.
Not a fake pressure coming. Purdy, deck, floating in the air is it picked? No, hit the ground. There comes that pressure on Purdy that time, and it brings up third down.
Well, one of the biggest matchups of the day here is who's going to be able to block Hassan Reddick. This time, they're trying to block him with Croft, the tight end, and listen, it's hard to block Hassan Reddick. Yeah, there's something going on here on the sidelines. They're challenging it. Yeah, they're going to challenge this. They were screaming for Nick Sirianni. They were all looking up at the jumbo monitor, the jumbo screen, and they came running. Hassan Reddick came running over to Nick Sirianni.
Philadelphia is challenging the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass. Timeout.
Yeah, so take a look here. This ball is clearly hit. That is an open hand. That is a fumble, Kevin.
It sure looks like it. Eagles have challenged this. We'll take a break while they look at it. Back to Philly after this.
Yeah, it goes fast.
What? The walkie, the paint roller, the battery. No. Trash bags. The replay. No way. The egg carton. Did you know the egg carton? It says it right here. Whoa. Electric wheelchair. You know that, Lou? Yep. Hawaiian pizza.
Your family has been chosen to prevent the apocalypse.
Oh, come on.
You must sacrifice one of the three of you, or the world will end.
We're not sacrificing anyone.
Then billions will perish.
None of this is real!
I saw something in the light.
Make a choice.
Knock at the cabin. Rated R.
What if you were a gigantic snack food maker, and you had to wrestle a massively complex supply chain to satisfy cravings from Tokyo to Toledo? So you partner with IBM Consulting to bring together data and workflows so that every driver and merchandiser can serve up jalapeno, sesame, and chocolate-covered goodness with real-time data-driven precision. Let's create supply chains that have an appetite for performance. IBM, let's create.
Are you one of the millions surprised by your wireless rates increasing last year? You have rights. I'm not entirely sure what they are because I'm not a lawyer, just a charming British actor. But I do know this. T-Mobile has price lock guarantee. That means they won't raise the rates of your talk, text, and data, ever. As if iPhone 14 Pro owners weren't already giddy enough.
Oh, yeah, really nice.
T-Mobile today and get the powerful iPhone 14 Pro on us.
Join T-Mobile and experience price lock guarantee. I guarantee you won't look back. That's a guarantee.
Championship Sunday continues tonight on CBS with the AFC Championship game presented by Intuit TurboTax. Stream games live on your mobile phone with NFL Plus.
Today's game is sponsored by T-Mobile. With Price Lock Guarantee, T-Mobile won't raise your rate ever.
After reviewing the play, the ball came out prior to the quarterback's hand going forward.
I can't reach this either way, fellas. I'm just going to try to get us up there close and in the fairway.
It's obviously a huge turn of revenge. You just talked about Purdy has not turned it over, but that's the mismatch with Reddick against the backup tight end there.
Yeah, and you led the broadcast talking about Reddick and the impact he's made now in his first year. You see him there, he's fired up. But the biggest thing he does, his sacks don't just result in sacks. He has an unbelievable ability to do what you just see there, which is attack the throwing hand, attack the ball. He can force turnovers, rush the passer. He's made quite the impact here in Philadelphia.
So the Eagles take over. Here is Sanders. Dancing outside. Just now stretches it there. Not much. Played well by this 49ers run defense, which is number 2 in the NFL during the regular season. Now, first fumble of the year for Brock Purdy.
Oh, look, we'll win, take it in.
Only 2 interceptions since he's
Keep
been a
going.
starter.
Nice shot.
Thank you.
Hurts looking over the middle, wide open Stoll, the backup tight end, up to midfield, and he's got about 6 yards for Greenlaw, knocked him down. Let's go downstairs to Aaron.
Not the start San Francisco wants to see, and nobody wants to see this over here on the bench. This is shots San Francisco's doctors looking. We're going to look at this. I'm looking at it real time. Yeah, he was hit right there on his wrist, and that's where the doctors were looking, guys, on that right arm. We'll keep you updated.
Wow, that's, you know, the backup, by the way, is Josh Johnson. Jimmy Garoppolo not healthy. Yeah, they were hoping maybe
further than that, or
this week he's not there, so Purdy can't go. It's Josh
somewhere
Johnson.
In there.
Right now, 3rd and 4.
Yeah, it depends on how hard you hit it.
Yeah.
Gainwell, 100-yard game last week. Nothing here. As solid play by Samson Ebicom. And it looks like this time the Eagles will punt. The 49ers defense with a nice stand.
Yeah, and they needed that, KB. And I think Shane Steichen, the offensive coordinator, I think in his mind, he thought he had 2 downs.
That was a good line.
You can always tell their intent for what they're going to do on 4th down by what they run on 3rd. I think that inside handoff, he's telling himself, Nick Sirianni said, hey, if you can get this thing to 4th and 1, 4th and 2, we've already shown we're willing to go for 4th downs on the biggest stage. But big time hold there by this San Francisco front.
Brett Kern to punt it away. Low liner. And it's going to bounce and go into the end zone for a touchback. So the 49ers will start on the 20. We'll check on Brock Purdy's wrist. When we come back, 7-0 Eagles.
Okay.
All
Turn,
right.
turn. Oh.
Meow. Ah! You got the cat box! Oh my... I'm sorry. Okay.
Now you die. Only in theaters April 7th. Rated PG.
Got to get down, living it up. Never touch ground, never enough. Got to get down, living it up. Never touch ground, never enough. Got me feeling good. Got me feeling good. Everything's
I'm telling you that I shut the slider last night.
Yeah.
So we just own a cat now? I closed
Thank
it.
you.
Why don't we check the replay? No, that's... Come on.
This What Really Happened replay is brought to you by Progressive. One thing no one would challenge, saving money when you bundle home and auto with Progressive.
Just gonna get the cat.
Right down the middle.
So sweet, so crispy. Nobody makes breakfast as good as Wendy's new home
Yeah,
style
hold
French
on.
toast sticks.
Nobody.
Double that.
Keep talking.
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
I should probably stop.
You might have found the only flat line on that fairway, too.
Oral treatment for COVID-19. Could it be right for you? If you have a high risk factor, like being over 50, heart disease, diabetes, asthma, or smoking, and you test positive, don't wait. Ask your provider about oral treatment right away.
The only way we get justice is by getting it ourselves.
Yeah, good go at it.
I'm gonna fix this.
Accused, all new Tuesday at 9 on Fox.
Well, you still have a chance to win Terry's SUV plus $100,000 just by playing Fox Super 6.
Oh, going downhill.
Download the free Super 6 app. Enter your 6 game predictions.
Wise going left, 20-degree wind to the left.
For a chance at his ride. Well, big news here back at the game. Josh Johnson, the backup quarterback, is in. Brock Purdy was warming up, Greg, and then it looks like he's saying here that he can't throw, he can't do it. Aaron told us about the wrist injury on that sack by Reddick. Oh my goodness, what a turn of events. And so now it's Johnson, who's been around and then some. He's been with 13 teams. Now in the championship game with the 49ers. To McCaffrey, trying to get the run game going. Works hard to get out to the 24th. How do the 49ers respond?
Yeah, I think right now in that offensive huddle, their leaders, Trent Williams, Christian McCaffrey, Debo, those guys have to look at themselves and say, all right, we need to shoulder more of this load. We need to take as much pressure off Josh Johnson and put it onto ourselves as a play caller. Kyle Shanahan has to go down his list. There's going to be some things he's going to check off. He's got to say, all right, what is Josh? What does he know inside and out? I've got to get him some rhythm and some completions early here in this drive.
We carried both ours about 88 there, Randolph. Yep.
And the Eagles with a big sack and the big play, and Reddick takes it over.
Well, they've had no answer, but again, they're trying to block Hassan Reddick with tight ends. And KB, I think that's a fumble. I think he takes that ball. Let's take a look. He clearly comes up with the ball, but let's see where possession is. Oh, Mike Brewer, that is close.
It is very close, but I think when his rear end hits the ground first, he still has control of the ball, so he'd be down by contact.
Yeah, I think the game plan of
I think Tease is probably the best.
other than a tackle right now has got to go out the window.
Play clock winding down. They get the play off, maybe, or no, they don't. Delay of game. And this is a disaster of a start for San Francisco.
Delay of game. Offense.
It goes without saying they've got to find a way to settle in here. The defense, D'Amico Ryan's over there talking to his group saying, hey, we might have to shoulder a little of this game. Let's keep it a 7-0 game for as long as we can. Give Kyle Shanahan a chance to regroup here on offense.
Johnson just going to hand off. McCaffrey, a long way to go. Has some good space. McCaffrey made it interesting out across the 25. He's still going to be about 4 yards short of a first down. And the 49ers will send out the punt team. Now the 49ers and Brock Purdy, how do they react? Aaron tells us now they're calling it an elbow as he's getting checked out. And who knows, we'll find out if he's able to come back or if that's it for him today. Right now, 7-0 Eagles, 2:41 to go in this first quarter. Wisnowski to punt it away. Devontae Smith is back for the Eagles. Short punt. Smith's going to let it go. And rolls on down inside the 30. And that's where the Eagles will take over with an early lead in this NFC Championship. And hang on, there's a flag. And Nick Bosa is now down on one knee. NFL sack leader. My goodness.
This is
After the play is over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 28 of the receiving team. That penalty is half the distance to the goal. First down, timeout.
All the concern for Brock Purdy, the 49ers quarterback, out of this game right now. We'll see if he can come back. Eagles up 7-0.
Oh, your granddaughter's going to love that when she graduates from boot camp.
Only has 3 weeks left. She's a third-generation sailor.
Sailor? Make sure she joins USAA. They have auto, home, renters, life insurance. They even have a bank.
Oh, my family loves USAA.
We've been members for 40 years.
But you can keep trying, though.
How long have you been working on that?
A while.
USAA. It's for the military community and their families.
There was a mother and a father who had a son. They didn't have much money, but they were happy. One day, they heard the head of their country was sending soldiers to their town. The young family decided to flee. They were scared, but Mary and Joseph were far away from the atrocities taking place in Bethlehem.
Alright, so it's playing 160 without the wind. With the wind, I don't know,
The school play was really coming together. Until disaster struck. Tensions were high. Luckily, replacement costumes were shipped with FedEx, which means Mr. Harvey could picture the perfect night. FedEx can help you be ready for what's next.
Welcome back to the NFC Championship, presented by Intuit TurboTax here at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. Aerial coverage today provided by Tubi. 7-0 Eagles late in this first quarter, but all kinds of news. Brock Purdy, starting quarterback for the 49ers, is out right now. And we just saw Nick Bosa get taken out on the sideline. Obviously, he's back in the game right now. Maybe even a little blood on that sock, it looks like. There's Purdy working on that elbow. So a lot happening. Here's Jalen Hurts looking to throw. Quick throw for A.J. Brown. Gets a block. Brown rumbling forward for what should be a first down. Now on that penalty where the Eagles are backed up. Well, actually, this is the play that took out Bosa.
Yeah, Bosa wasn't even in the game. He's standing on the sideline getting ready to run out.
Right into the
You
ball.
see that last little push there by Job is what they call. They always call the second guy, but you'll see there was some collateral damage there. Nick Bosa trying to run out and take the field for the next possession, and he gets caught in the fray.
Another quick throw. A.J. Brown again, getting a block from Pascal. Good tackle. Jimmy Ward right out there after a gain of 1. So how about the 49ers defense now? How did they react and think after their quarterback is hurt? Who knows what his status is?
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing that we said was happening inside the offensive line. Now the defensive leaders, Nick Bosa, they need to understand this. The entire framework and plan now is out the window.
Still going.
They need to turn this into a low-scoring, low-possession, takeaways. You got to try to grind this game out now until they find out whether Brock Purdy's able to return.
Second down, blitz coming, and Hurts is taken down. Fred Warner on that play. A little bit of a bobble on the snap, too, so Hurts lucky to contain it. 3rd and long.
Yeah, you'll see he kind of bobbles the snap, which kind of throws off the timing. Either way, Fred Warner's unblocked. He just kind of pulls the trigger from his inside linebacker spot.
This is right outside of it.
The timing of that whole play is thrown off.
9 feet. You pushed that a little bit. So
and the Eagles call a timeout. They're first. Talk things over with 20 seconds to go in the first quarter, and we'll be right back after this message from State Farm.
Hey, Jake from State Farm. I want that personal price plan. So how's this for personal? I draw mustaches on players' faces when they're asleep.
Coach Reed, you don't need to get that personal to get the State Farm personal price plan. It helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Oh, Coach, it happened again. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this.
Call it quick to get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Final seconds of this first quarter. 3rd and long for the Eagles, who scored on their opening drive, which they've done more than anyone in the league. But as we showed you, a little controversy on that 4th down play that they scored on. Devontae Smith, after we went to commercial, I should say, a lot of replays show that he didn't make the catch. Counted. Eagles scored after that.
Everything's cutting.
3rd and 9 here. Hurts is protected, going deep. A.J. Brown overthrown. He had him too. He beat Charvarius Ward, but a little overthrow, and the Eagles will have to punt.
Yeah, we've talked the matchup on the outside with these San Francisco defensive backs against A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. A.J. Brown just kind of makes a little slight outside move, kind of skinnies up the inside. He's got him beat. And that's a ball that Jalen Hurts has majored in all year. He's one of the best in the league, pushing the ball downfield, and that one just gets away from him.
Bosa down on the ground again.
Get down. Get down.
He just fell over his
Nice shot.
teammate there, so hopefully he's okay. Here's Kern off the side of his foot maybe, and way out of bounds and short. And there's a penalty flag as well.
Yeah, I carried mine about 188.
What was your character? There's a lot going on here.
His was 200.
200 squares.
That was
possible.
Yeah.
The possibilities to unfold in this game. There's a lot of guys on the field that are pointing up at the wire.
You see John Hussey as his crew talking this over.
Yeah, you see him, a lot of conversation. The Philadelphia players are pretty adamant that that's what happened. See what the penalty was.
Legal use of hands. Hands to face, kicking team, number 27. That penalty will be tacked on from the succeeding spot.
Mike, there's a lot of discussion here. What are you seeing?
Yeah, well, they are in New York looking to see if the ball did hit the wire, because you certainly, the appearances kind of showed that. Now, if it did, then you basically have a do-over. So you have a do-over if that would be the case, and it would eliminate, by the way, the penalty that was called since it wasn't a personal foul. So they'll see if they can find the footage of the ball hitting the wire.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like the whole Eagles sideline pointed up at the same time. So I think that would be hard to make up if everyone did it at the same time.
No question.
There's Brett Kern, the punter, saying, see what happened? Hit something up there.
This is a huge call. Yeah, you'll see they were pretty adamant about what they saw, but just from a field position standpoint, this is a critical determination.
Oh, no question. I mean, that ball was well out of bounds and short. See Jake Elliott, the place kicker, out to talk to, and
yeah, from where the officials are going, it looks like they're just going to award the ball here to San Francisco and carry on.
Well, it's taken a while. You know, Mike, it's interesting here. You talk about looking for evidence, but sometimes that evidence might be hard to find, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. They have to have a clear shot that shows that it did hit the wire. By the way, a wire, any object, any type of thing. So sometimes very difficult to see, even though we saw that clear reaction by Philadelphia. But if they can't see it,
we cannot confirm whether the ball hit the wire or not. As a result, the penalty will be enforced from the succeeding spot, first down. Apologies for the delay, but we wanted to confirm that.
I don't know, Greg.
It's so hard to tell. You know, you can see that the ball is obviously traveling with different rotation than we're traditionally
One time it doesn't go to the right.
We're used to seeing a little more of a tight spiral.
Yeah.
Point starts up and turns over. That ball was turning sideways. Just hard to tell whether it was a missed kick or if it did actually hit the wire.
9 seconds left in the first. Johnson back to throw. Slings on a good throw. Deebo Samuel makes the catch. Going to be a little short of a first down, but that's got to feel good for Josh Johnson on his first pass to come in and deliver to Samuel. So the 49ers in good field position here. They trail 7-0 after the first quarter of this NFC Championship on Fox.
The power of all the gods was stolen. We are at war.
You are very menacing. I just want you to know that.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Go fight for your family.
Started from the bottom, now the whole team here.
fight for the world. Shazam! Fury of the Gods. See the new trailer now. Rated PG-13.
What if you were a major transit system with billions of passengers taking millions of trips every year? You weren't about to let any cyber attacks slow you down. So you partner with IBM to build a security architecture to keep your data, network, and applications protected. Now you can tackle threats so they don't bring you to a grinding halt. And everyone's going places, including you. Let's create cybersecurity that keeps your business on track. IBM, let's create.
Next on Behind the Series.
That performance was legendary. They just piled it on. Roast beef, ham, oven roasted turkey, all on the Subway truck.
3 Pete, that's great. 3 meat, that's epic.
The Subway Series, the greatest menu of all time.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 selling nerve care company. Nervive contains alpha-lipoic acid to relieve occasional nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort. Try Nervive Nerve Relief.
Saturday, the biggest night of college basketball is Fox Primetime Hoops.
Pulls up for three.
Traditional Big East powers go head-to-head as Villanova tips off against Creighton. With conference play in full swing, the Blue Jays look to solidify their place against the Big East best. In a tough battle with Cam Whitmore and the Cats. The biggest games are on Fox Primetime Hoops, Saturday at 7:30 Eastern.
This broadcast is copyrighted by NFL Productions for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
It's take 2 for NASCAR's best. In a race you have to see to believe. The Clash at the Coliseum next Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern on Fox.
We start the second quarter, 7-0 Eagles, and there's been so much that has gone on. The biggest story is that Brock Purdy, the San Francisco starter, is out. More on that. Josh Johnson, who's been in, just completed his first playoff pass, been in the league for 10 years, been with 13 teams, the third go-round with the 49ers. So he has the veteran experience as far as playing, but not in this type of game. And now it's on his shoulders. The 4th quarterback of the year for Kyle Shanahan. We start with a second and short. Handoff McCaffrey right up the gut for a first down inside the 35. Now what about the starter Purdy, Aaron Andrews?
Well, let's take you through it. Here's the injury, Kevin. Of course, the 49ers are calling it a right elbow. That's when it's happened. Just watching him over here on the sidelines, he's had that right elbow worked on. He's been throwing the ball. He spent some time in the blue tent. That's the latest video we have. They just wrapped up that right elbow. You know, all the while, Kyle Shanahan's been talking to the doctor saying, what's going on? Do you have an update? Teammates been coming over and hugging him. They're obviously not ruling him out. His helmet's on. You see him looking right there. We'll let you know if we hear anything else.
Yeah, that picture at least looks promising, but we'll see what happens. Johnson, and the whistle blows. I don't know if they got this play off. They did not. Second delay since he's come in there.
Roll up.
Delay again. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Here's one thing I'll say. With all that's gone on, and it feels overwhelmingly Philadelphia, it's 7-0 and the 49ers are driving.
Yeah, and barring a controversial call that upon, more extended replay, we determined that it wasn't caught on the 4th down conversion. San Francisco is fine. Now, the question is, Kyle Shanahan, he's been able to make magic this year. Loses his top 2 quarterback, moves on, of course, to Brock Purdy to number 3. If Josh Johnson has to finish this game, is there more magic now with your 4th string quarterback?
Here's Johnson, about to tell us. Pressure comes, throws, has been taken down by Javon Hargrave, and the signal is he's down. Knees were down there before he threw that. Be the 3rd sack of the day for the Eagles. Here is the controversy we were talking about. 4th and 3. Looked like an unreal catch from Devontae Smith. They hurried to the line, got a playoff, and then eventually scored. And we only saw this replay when we went to commercial. People are wondering at home, well, how come the expedited replay didn't look at it? Mike Pereira tells us because they didn't see that angle. Philly went to the line so quick there was no time to show it. That's why.
Yeah, teams practice that. They have code words that alerts the rest of their teammates, hey, hurry up. I'm not sure if this play is going to stand.
Second and long. Johnson over the middle. It is incomplete. As Hargrave in there again, 3rd and 20.
Yeah, you've seen now Hargrave, the last two plays, the sack and now the pass deflection. He's who makes it all go. Of course, Hassan Reddick and Sweat and Brandon Graham, they get all the sacks. He's a double-digit sack guy from the interior defensive line. His play this year has been the difference for this Philadelphia defensive front.
Turn it. Oh, nice putt. Big putt, Randall.
Johnson was incomplete. And the ball is loose just in case McCaffrey gets on it. Graham on the pressure and the flag too, so let's uncover that.
Yeah.
So maybe 225.
So after the punt, whether it hit or not, a promising start to the drive.
Legal formation. Offense number 71. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Yeah, you mentioned it. That was a prime opportunity to get a short field following the short punt and the penalty on Philadelphia, but San Francisco was only able to move backwards. 2 pre-snap delay games. Multiple penalties up front. They've got to find a way to settle in here early on the road and stay alive in this game.
Wisnowski to put it away. Britton Covey calls
down.
All the way back at the 6.
I carried that 208.
Been a good start for these Philly fans looking for another Super Bowl. Yeah, that last pass was incomplete. Mike Trout, Eagles big-time fan. Angel Star, 7-0 Eagles.
I mean, at least you get a nice little backstop beyond it. Still rolling.
Right, you hit a good one. So I was about to hit a 3-wood.
What was your carry number?
208.
Okay. Thanks.
Heavy-duty pulling power. To conquer the high road or the off-road. The GMC Sierra Heavy Duty. Premium and capable. Step up to GMC with 3.9% APR for 5 years on Sierra Heavy Duty models. We are professional grade GMC.
It takes fight to be a full-time fan. There'll be early check-ins and late shifts, good days and bad ones. But you'll never quit because you're in this together. It won't always be easy, but when you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Modelo, brewed for full-time fans, brewed for those with a fighting spirit.
It's like it's breaking hard at the end.
It's not a pizza, it's a melt. And for $6.99, it's just for you.
Buying a home? Rocket Mortgage will cover 1% of your rate for the first year at no cost to you, saving you hundreds, even thousands with Inflation Buster. That's more road trips, more spa days, more of what you love. Plus, if rates drop within 3 years of your home purchase, you get exclusive savings when you refinance with Rate Drop Advantage. That's more cash in your pocket. Save when you buy today.
Oh, man.
Tomorrow. Don't miss these big savings. Visit inflationbuster.com.
Today's game is sponsored by GMC. We are professional grade.
Back here in Philadelphia, the First Lady, Dr. John Lighty, taking in the game with the Commissioner Roger Goodell. 7-0 Eagles early in the second quarter. Miles Sanders with a 6-yard touchdown run for the only score.
Nice.
49ers, if you just turn
Nice
this
part.
on, that's their quarterback, at least for now. Brock Purdy with an elbow injury. We're keeping an eye on that. Eagles backed up here from their own 6. And they're going to hand it off and go nowhere. Sanders, well played. Drake Greenlaw all over it. And it'll bring up 2nd down. You know, Jalen Hurts, Greg, it's his 3rd year running this offense. he's ascended to new levels, an MVP finalist this year.
Yeah, and as we mentioned in the open, sometimes you learn more about how valuable a player is when you lose them. And I think those few weeks at the end of the season where Philadelphia had to learn to operate without their potential MVP quarterback, I think you just learned there's a lot of really good players on this Philly offense. Best offensive line in the league, great skill players. But this whole offense is built around Jalen Hurts. There's no doubt about that.
And Hurts in trouble, and he is just going to get out of the end zone. Bosa wrapped him up.
All right, so when you're defending a zone read, typically one person's assigned to the running back and one person's assigned to the quarterback. In this case, Nick Bosa said, forget it. I'm just going to defend everybody. They're trying to get Jalen Hurts around the edge there with Jack Stoll, number 89, the tight end, as kind of a peel lead arc blocker, and Nick Bosa was having none of it.
He's in the running for the NFL Defensive Player of the Year. Obviously, the year he's had. 3rd and 15 now. Hurts from his own end zone, going far side. It's over the head of A.J. Brown and incomplete. The Eagles will have to punt it away. And ever since that opening drive, this 49ers defense has been locked in.
Yeah, and the importance of that last third down, you know, it was 3rd and real long. You don't anticipate to convert that a lot, but even just taking a short check down to allow the punter to stand at typical depth. You're going to see here, the punter's only at, his heels are at 9-10 yards. 49ers are going to try to get some pressure up the middle, knowing this punt is not at the normal depth from the long snapper.
Curran trying to get it on out of there. No wires this time, but a short punt takes a Philly bounce, and then it's taken there by McLeod. He makes moves, gets away from some, and then taken down at about the 45. Well, this number 1 49ers defense, and Nick Bosa making a huge play, and this defense hanging in to keep it a 7-0 game.
Yeah, it was a 135 carry on mine.
We love our new home. There's so much space.
We have a guest room now.
But we have ants.
You're slouching again, Ted.
Expired. Expired. Expired.
Thanks, Aunt Bonnie.
It's a lot of house. I hope you can keep it clean.
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
Which helps us save a lot of money.
Oh, Teddy, did you get my friend request? Oh, I'll have to check.
Aunt Joni's here.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Every day, more dog people and more vets are deciding it's time for a fresh approach to pet food. They're quitting the kibble and kicking the cans and feeding their dogs dog food that's actually, well, food. Developed with vets.
Yeah, it's really
made from
nice.
Real meat and veggies, portioned for your dog, and delivered right to your door. It's smarter, healthier pet food.
Original, never compromise. Nobody can mess with my copyright. Make it look easy, I don't have to try that. Go and get it. Go and get it.
How will your business adapt to change? You could hire an office full of Peyton Mannings.
What's up, Peyton? Morning, Peyton. Hold for Peyton.
They'd huddle.
Welcome to the Peytonverse. Such a visionary.
Game plan.
You go. No, you go.
And call audibles.
Double our investment in Omaha.
Omaha! 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 Omaha!
Or you could use Workday. The finance, HR, and planning system used by over half of the Fortune 500 for a be agile like an MVP world. Workday for a changing world.
I mean, it's pretty incredible the 49ers are in the NFC title game. Trey Lance, their starter, broken ankle week 2, lost for the season. Jimmy Garoppolo, broken left foot against the Dolphins. Hoping to get him back soon at some point. And then Brock Purdy took over. He hasn't lost. And you see there's Deebo Samuel trying to kind of will their quarterback back in there. The wrap is off. I don't know if that's good or bad. Showed that on his elbow injury. But for right now, it's Josh Johnson, the 4th quarterback of the year, his first ever playoff action. in a decade in the league. Back to pass. Look to set up a screen. McCaffrey has room and a block. Christian McCaffrey upended right around a first down, and he should have it in the
Good.
goal.
Yeah. Nice.
Good block from Daniel Brunson
Nice.
there on the screen.
Yeah, and the best part about this screen is the timing. McCaffrey doesn't get out there too fast. The landmark for those screens is the inside edge of the numbers. So watch, he allows his lineman to get out. Now watch where he hits it. Right along those, they call them railroad tracks. The offensive linemen know you're either going to kick guys off the numbers or pin them inside. Well-timed and a perfect landmark.
Well, initially it looked like he got it, but they mark him just short. It's a 2nd and 1. McCaffrey. Now he's got it. And a first down. You know, that's another big thing about this 49ers team. Maybe they have the ability to withstand this injury because they went out and traded for McCaffrey. Look at where they were before they got him. After, and the 12 and 1, and the one game they lost, he had gotten there Thursday night and he played against Kansas City Sunday.
Absolutely. I mean, since McCaffrey joined them with a full week of practice following that Kansas City game where you mentioned he got traded after that Thursday night football game in the middle of the night, and he played on Sunday. They lost to Kansas City, and they haven't lost since.
Johnson, pressure. Johnson throws. Oh, good catch. McCaffrey bobbled and held on. And it's just a little bit short of a first down.
And I think early on, these are the throws Josh Johnson's going to be comfortable with. Nice job there by McCaffrey. He knows he's the outlet. Just find space. Find a gap in the defensive line that your quarterback can see you clearly. I think if he catches that ball clean, he might pull away from White. It was that bobble double catch that allowed White to make the tackle short.
2nd and short, quarterback sneak. And that'll move the chains for a first down. Well, the reimagined Pro Bowl game presented by Verizon headed back to Las Vegas. See the Manning brothers lead the AFC and NFC head coaches. New skills challenges in the first ever AFC-NFC flag football game. Tune in next Sunday, 3 Eastern on ABC and ESPN.
Yeah, you go back and to go back to Brock Purdy for a second, you go back and you take a look at the mechanism. Got a little issue there on the sideline with the chains. You know, you go back and you look at the way his arm was hit on that fumble, the mechanism and how his elbow went back. You know, it is an elbow injury, but so often it's the grip strength, right? There's so many nerves, there's so many different things going on in that elbow that it's the quarterback's ability to grip the ball, right? So watch, when Reddick attacks his hand, his elbow really snaps back. You know, you see it with a lot of pitchers, the torque they create on that joint, and watch how hard that right elbow kind of snaps back, and oftentimes the last feeling to come back is in your fingers and your ability to squeeze the ball.
Well, I'd say right now, while they hope that he comes back, a pretty good plan. I guess they had to go to backup chains.
We have now, I'm not going to say we've seen it all, but we've seen a lot.
I mean, I didn't know that. Do they have a backup to the backup?
They've got backups for everything.
That's what the delay was. What else can happen in this game? First down. Fake. Johnson in deep trouble. Graham in pursuit, throwing for Ayuk, and it's incomplete. And it brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, really nice job here by Brandon Graham. They're trying on these early down runs to get these defensive ends to chase that toss action to McCaffrey. He does a great job making Josh Johnson get depth. He never allows him to break and stay into the pocket. I like, though, that Kyle Shanahan is using those early down action, not just turning around and handing it off on every early down.
Oh, good
Gives
job.
his quarterback a chance to get some completions on 1st and 2nd down.
Here is McCaffrey, right side, breaks a tackle, good shifty move, gets that, still going! McCaffrey's gonna score!
Well, what do we say
That might be
before?
really
You're
good.
on your 4th string
Get out.
quarterback. You need your stars to show up. Christian McCaffrey's put the team on his
There you
back
go.
this drive. A little wham block, outside in by George Kittle. And then this is just rush after contact. This is just refusing to go down. Nothing pretty. Just running through, jumping over guys, running through contact. And 49ers have found a way to hang in this game and now tie it up.
Well, the defense got a big stand, forced the Eagles to punt from their own end zone, and then it was the Christian McCaffrey drive. Amazing. And with all that's gone on, we are tied at 7 here in Philly.
Looks like it's right to left when it gets up there, no?
Wow, Apple. Best picture. So amazing, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That always ranking pretty hard to write.
Jennifer Lawrence. Selena Gomez documentary. Oh,
Yeah, the further up to the hole, it's going right to left. Like I'm gonna carry the left to right section.
Severance is weird. I could do weird. Blackbird. I guess I could do prison. What's going on, Jason?
What up, Timmy? I just wrapped my new Apple Series Chief of War.
Wait, you have a new Apple show?
At this point, who doesn't?
Yeah. Who doesn't?
Yeah, you gotta be up that. You gotta be up that right hand side. It's
Scorsese, DiCaprio.
heavy to the hole up there.
Hey, Apple. Call me.
International flavors also different. Original chicken so magnificent. There is really no equivalent. Unrivaled all three. Having your way.
The GMC Sierra with hands-free driving offers the most advanced and luxurious pickup in its class. Yeah, it rocks.
Yeah, that'll play. Get in. Nice shot.
She's out, Doc.
Want more stats? Just ask Siri, who leads the league in rushing touchdowns.
Welcome back to the NFC Championship game presented by Intuit TurboTax. We're all tied at 7 here in this first half.
It's too much wind, really.
Since Brock Purdy got hurt, you know he's getting the ball and he's delivered with an epic touchdown run moments ago from 23 yards out. See the 9th straight game with a touchdown run for him. And the 49ers playing without their quarterback with an elbow injury. All square at 7. 8:29 to go here from South Philly.
Yeah, you put that right on your stick.
Yeah, I'm due for one.
Take a knee there, Greg. That was an insane play.
Yeah, you're going to see Marcus Epps, number 22, the safety.
I mean, for some of us, not for me.
Receiver Jennings, but they never get him. This is a tackle for no gain. McCaffrey jumps over him, makes Slay miss, takes a big shot, and then still scores. I mean, it's just a remarkable run. Nobody happier in this building than Brock Purdy coming over and understanding it's going to take a lot of guys to step up anytime you have your 4th string quarterback in there, and they're going to need their stars to perform, and that's what McCaffrey did.
And now it's the Eagles. See if they get the offense going, and they'll run it with Sanders. And you think about what they did on the opening drive. They go right down the field. They score a touchdown on the Sanders 6-yard run. Since then, 3 drives, 13 total yards, 3 punts. It's changed.
Yeah, and D'Amico Ryans told us when we had a chance to visit with him this week that even if the game starts out a little slow for us, even if Philadelphia makes their fair share of plays, we got to just keep playing. We've got to make this team play us for 4 quarters. We're going to continue to make adjustments in our fronts and our coverages, and since that opening drive, that's what they've done.
Sanders right up the gut, runs into a fungo and a brick wall. He's going to be short of a first down. Kinlaw there as well. Going to bring up a 3rd down and short, where Philly's just 1 of 5 today on 3rd down.
Yeah, and it's typically an area where Philadelphia is so good,
Yeah, everything's funneling from the left side of the pen.
Because of the element Jalen Hurts brings, not only as a designed runner, the zone read, the quarterback counter, but also in some of the drop back game. We mentioned earlier, if you don't rush him, the right way, drop back pass, you cover, he'll pick up the first down with his legs.
3rd and 2. It is Hurts with a nice move and a spin, and he is going to be short. Samson sniffed that one out.
Come back.
Now the Eagles are aggressive. They go for these with quarterback sneaks a lot. Do they go here? Here's the play.
Great job here. It's the same play we saw Nick Bosa blow up almost for the safety in the first quarter. And Nick Sirianni, he's got 2 options here. Obviously, that quarterback sneak is what they've been known for. They pack everybody in, but we've seen in recent weeks they do have some counters off of it, but this looks like sneak.
It is sneak, and Hurts surges forward for a first down. They do it better than anyone in the league, and you know it's coming, and it's still hard to stop.
Yeah, think back to what we said earlier in the first quarter. The 3rd down call. Watch these guys. Look how low their helmets are. Jason Kelsey, the center, he's like a rugby scrum. He's getting his neck almost locked in inside the defensive lineman. It's remarkable. Watch 62, Kelsey just takes the whole defensive line on a ride. But go back to the 3rd down, the zone read keep. You're only running that on 3rd if you've already told yourself, we get it to 4th.
Yeah, that's nice. Get out.
Hurts to throw. A lot of time. Sanders out of the backfield. Catches, but tackled immediately by Talanoa Hufanga. Rihanna returns at the Apple Music Super Bowl 57 halftime show, February the 12th. Coming your way on Fox. Look forward to that. 5.5 to go in this first half. Eagles trying to put together another drive. Offense has been quiet. Hurts, haven't seen him really with the run game. 4 carries, -2 yards.
Yeah, this ball's a little different, huh?
Look how tight these corners are. Expect at some point they're going to take
What
a
do you
shot.
think,
There's
like
a shot.
115, 120?
Charvarius Ward, great coverage and knocked it away.
You want to get up and challenge these receivers. All right, Philly's saying, all right, I got 2 of them. Devontae Smith trying to get on top of Charvarius Ward. That is a remarkable job playing the ball there by Ward. Same thing on the other side. Diamador Lenore up against A.J. Brown, the big free agent addition this year. And Devontae Smith tries to go up and high point it, but Miko Ryans is going to challenge these wide receivers, and Jalen Hurts cannot be afraid to push it down the field, and he has not been all year.
Yeah, I think the number was all that bad.
Hurts palms over the middle. Oh, almost intercepted. There's a flag. Jimmy Ward had a chance, and now the penalty. The Eagles signaling it's on San Francisco, and that's going to be it.
Yeah, Jimmy Ward, he spun A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown was in the slot. He kind of spun him in a circle. You see him right here. He's trying to work a little inside, little slant chair out, and he just kind of bear hugs him, and it's a pretty obvious call.
Defense number 1. Ball places on the foul. Automatic. First down.
Well, I mean, I guess if you're going to do that, you might as well just go for it all, right? I mean, why make it a cheapie?
Jimmy Ward's arguing there. He's saying that some of the contact was initiated by A.J. Brown, but I think that one's pretty clear. He had his arms wrapped around his waist.
Well, it's not so clear to Kyle Shanahan, but it is the call, and the Eagles continue the drive on a first down. Zach Pascal in motion. Hurts rolling that way. Stepping back. Play is blown up. It looked like he wanted to go back the other way to set up a screen.
He absolutely did. He was trying to throw that ball all the way on a wheel, backside up the sideline, but it was the pressure up front. Take a look in pregame. So you see here, there's A.J. Brown, Jimmy Ward kind of comes through where Philadelphia is warming up, and those were the 2 guys involved in that last matchup on the PI. So we'll keep an eye. Anytime they put A.J. Brown in the slot, he's going to have number 1, Jimmy Ward, lined up on him.
Right now, Brown is at the bottom of your screen against Charvarius Ward. Hurts to throw it. Looks that way, not there. Gets away. Flag flies, maybe a hole. Hurts is nowhere
it's going off the green.
By San Francisco. Kerry Hyder at the end of the play made the tackle.
I mean, I can't even be mad at that. I hit that pretty good.
5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Hit the fence.
Yeah, when they threw the flag, I think all of us were expecting it to be a hold. You'll see T.Y. McGill, number 96. He clearly has that right hand in the face mask of Landon Anderson.
I don't know what to do about that.
Nicely defended play. The defensive line, again, kind of corralling Hurts and making it hard for him to escape. The hands to the face gives him an automatic first down.
And another penalty. That time the Eagles moved.
All right.
False start. Offense number 56. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Yeah.
That's going to be an Isaac Seumalo. The time ticking
Right
down
in the middle of there.
Of a 7-7 game. McCaffrey's touchdown tied it. Ever since that opening drive, every yard has been tough for Philadelphia against this number 1 D. Hurts stands in.
Yeah. Oh, without here.
Completion it is. And Dallas Goedert has it. Maybe gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Over the middle, Gainwell makes the catch, makes a great move, and another dives down near the 45. He's going to be about 2 yards short of a first down. Good move by Gainwell to get around Greenlaw to pick up 9.
Yeah, and a really nice job there before the snap by Jalen Hurts. Both Drake Greenlaw and Fred Warner were walked up in those A-gaps. We saw earlier in the game, Drake Greenlaw come unblocked up the middle. That time, they all bailed out to a deep zone. They find themselves again, most likely 4-down territory. They know they've got 2 downs.
Wow.
To pick up this.
That was a tough.
3rd down and 2, right up the middle. Gainwell's got a first down. And brings his crowd to life just a little bit, and the drive continues.
Well, take a look at the work by the inside. The offensive line, Seumalo, we said he jumped off sides on first down. Well, he came back with a vengeance there. Gainwell runs right behind him. Convert that 3rd and short.
11th play of this drive. Gainwell again. Big hole. Gainwell inside the 30. And then met at the 25 and flipped out of bounds there. But Kenneth Gainwell at his first career 100-yard game last week with a biggie there of 17.
Watch Fred Warner. He doesn't go because he's thinking it's RPO. That's the best linebacker in the league. Look, he's standing still. That's what this offense does to these defenders. It makes 4-4, 4-5 linebackers play 4-7.
Gainwell with a big pickup takes us to the 2-minute warning. 7-7 game. Eagles on the move.
For your kids when you're not paying attention.
Full trailer online now. Rated PG-13. Only in theaters June 2nd.
This February, Michelob Ultra is taking over the big game. Get Ultra delivered now.
Not grabbing it the way I thought it would.
My network went into a black hole.
Oh, you tried to save a buck on it.
I got what I paid for. Not so smart.
Nah, you're still a genius. But there is a smarter way to save.
Oh.
Switch to Verizon and get a new iPhone 14 Pro and Apple Watch on them.
Yep, right now get iPhone 14 Pro and Apple Watch SE on us. That's a value of up to $1,200.
Eureka! I'm switching.
Ah, you're pretty spry.
The network you deserve, the savings you want. Verizon.
Animal control. 3 guesses why we're here.
Grab the hand. Dude, I'm not touching that thing. I was led to believe this job was mostly dogs.
What do you weigh? 140? Got no chance of me. I'm 160.
Wouldn't telling him your real weight be scarier?
Can we please be our better selves here?
Yeah, Emily, why don't you talk to my partner?
Joel McHale, Animal Control. Premieres February 16th on Fox.
Intuit TurboTax presents a Not Taxes Moment of the Week. In the Eagles' divisional playoff victory over the Giants, running back Kenneth Gainwell picked up key blocks by tackle Jordan Mailata and receiver Zach Pascal on a 35-yard touchdown run that sealed the win. A play made possible by thinking about football and not taxes. Come to TurboTax and don't do your taxes. Meet with an expert who'll do them for you so you can do more football.
There's a lot of championship game experience there, right? The Verizon halftime coming up. Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, Jimmy, Gronk all with you down on the field.
That's a lot of win.
7-7 game. Eagles putting together a good drive here. 12.
Come on back. All right, there we go.
Sanders nearly tripped up for a big loss. Warner chasing him, and well done. Just nowhere to go for Miles Sanders.
Looks like your spin axis is to the right.
Yeah, nice job here by Nick Bosa. He's the read player. He's who Jalen Hurts is looking at. He thought he crashed enough to allow Miles Sanders. So they got Nick Bosa playing it. All right, he breaks that tackle, but the delay that it causes allows Fred Warner, who's the scrape player. He's assigned to Miles Sanders. It buys him that extra second to string that ball out wide and force him to go out of bounds.
A.J. Brown and Jimmy Ward matched up again in the slot. There's that matchup we showed you. Second down. Hurts with time. Can't find anyone. Penalty flies from the secondary. Now Hurts going to throw it away. And now who's the penalty on? The signals.
Outside left up here.
Wow, that'll be the third of this drive on their defense.
Yeah, the penalties have just been backbreaking. The defensive line is doing a great job. We saw the hands to the face earlier.
Yeah, breaking up to the right up there. I think I should go.
Yeah, they called on Trevor the corner. He's lined up on the tight end, Dallas Goedert. See that left arm? That's probably what the official sees. Don't you think, Mike Pereira, that left arm wrapped around Goddard's back, preventing him from running that out-breaking route?
Even if the left arm was out there, he rode him beyond 5 yards with the quarterback in the pocket, so it becomes illegal contact.
So they move it down to the 18. Hurts. Sanders getting a block from Johnson over there, but Greenlaw flies over to make a great tackle.
I mean, the speed of Dre Greenlaw. This, again, another time we thought Miles Sanders was going to be able to circle the defense. Watch the inside-out pursuit. He avoids the block from Kelsey and then just outruns Lane Johnson. We saw Fred Warner do it earlier. These are two of the premier linebackers in the entire league, and you can see why.
Second down and 5. Sanders gets it left side. Big room and a touchdown for Sanders. His second.
Well, that's the drive they needed. Watch Jason Kelsey. He almost turns into a fullback. He has Dre Greenlaw. That's a 300-pound fullback. Dre Greenlaw runs around it. They call it back.
Break in. Oh, what?
But that's easier said than done.
Oh, Randolph.
One of the best centers of all time. One of the best pullers, and the way they're able to use these offensive linemen out in space is hard to defend.
Elliott with the extra point up and good. So for the second time today, Miles Sanders untouched to the end zone. And the Eagles retake the lead. Jason Kelsey fired up.
Now that you've moved back home,
I have a resume here.
your mom has made it her job to find you a job. Any job.
This is her his resume? I'm gonna give you his resume.
You need something more related to your skills and interests.
I need Indeed.
Indeed, you do.
When your resume is on Indeed, you get matched with relevant jobs that fit your requirements.
Where do you get your persistence from?
So everyone else can go back to minding their own business.
I used the wrong paint.
Snickers satisfies. Do your own taxes online with H&R Block, and tax season feels just as good as all those other seasons, like football season.
Simple returns, file free. That is just good taxes right there.
Upload last year's TurboTax return to switch to H&R Block.
New customers get our best deals on all smartphones.
That's right, but what if I'm already a customer? Oh, no problem. Hey, Cam.
There.
Oh, same deal. Yeah, it's kind of our thing.
What if I'm new to AT&T?
Cam, can...
Nice.
Hey, but what about for existing
Same
customers?
deal.
Is he okay?
Gary.
At AT&T, we
Gary.
give everyone our best deals on every smartphone. Get up to $1,000 off on our most popular smartphones.
Let me show you something. Let me show you something.
Come seek the Royal Caribbean.
This is the USFL. Dragons, USDA primetime football. Except no substitutes.
The critics agree. The Clash is a hit. Get ready for the sequel. It's take two from NASCAR's best in a race you have to see to believe. The Clash at the Coliseum, next Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern on Fox.
Well, Kyle Shanahan was working John Hussey, the referee, today, and just trying to get some calls. 3 defensive calls on the 49ers on that drive helped the touchdown. But, you know, Mike Pereira said during the drive they were all legitimate calls. And the Eagles finishing off a monster drive because of it. 14 plays, 75 yards.
That's a 125 carry on it.
And now 1:36 to go in the half. The Niners have all 3 timeouts, and they do get the ball and start the second half. Keep that in mind. Low kick. McLeod is going to let it go, and on through the end zone. They'll start on the 25. So they have all 3 timeouts, but they've got their 4th quarterback of the season playing. How does Kyle Shanahan handle this last drive? This is interesting.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting. Here you have your 4th-string quarterback, Josh Johnson, about 1:30, but Philadelphia still can stop the clock 2 times. So do you want, your defense just came off the field after a long scoring drive. Do you want to rush down the field, have a couple incompletions, stop the clock, and give the ball back to Jalen Hurts to try to steal a possession going into halftime? This first down call will tell us exactly how aggressive Kyle Shanahan wants to be.
Well, Johnson's going to throw it. That's pretty aggressive. And in stride Samuel, who has a first down. Man, I think there's your answer.
Yeah, and then the rule is once you get your first down, now you go fast. You'll see they're going to pick their tempo up. The first down play sets the tone for a 2-minute drive.
Ball is bobbled, and it's on the ground and loose. Who's going to get it?
He just dropped it. I mean, that was a good snap.
The Eagles have it. Wow. And it's Reddick who's got the 2 sacks.
It's up high enough.
Recovers the fumble.
Yeah, it looks good.
You're going to see this ball hits him right in the hands. He just takes his eyes off of it, trying to get his eyes on his progression, and instead of just falling on it, kind of bumbles it around. It gets kicked, and Hassan Reddick is able to wrestle it free. And that is the worst case. That is a nightmare for the San Francisco 49ers going into halftime.
Now 1:11 left in the half. 2 timeouts for the Eagles. On to 30. Oh, what a half for Reddick. Couple sacks, forced fumble, and a fumble recovery now. Urge to throw it. Has time. Quickly over the middle. It's got Goddard who makes the catch. And Goddard's going to pick up 5 down to the 25.
Yeah, and you'll see Philadelphia, they'll get on the ball here. There'll be a little bit of a mix of urgency. Plenty of time, just under 1 minute. Still have 2 timeouts. You can throw the ball anywhere you want in the field to play.
Gonna throw it out to Goddard with a couple blocks. Dallas Goddard flips over, shoulder down, and looks like he's got the first down.
Oh, dude, almost. What?
Yeah, plenty of time to get your best ball in. You don't have to feel like you need to go to your 2-minute offense where you have a limited play sheet.
Hurts on the give. Scott going backwards, and there's a penalty at the end. There's a face mask, I believe, on Greenlaw. Oh, the defensive penalties just killing the 49ers.
Yeah, Greenlaw does a great job. He's forcing Boston Scott out of bounds. You can clearly see that left hand grab his face mask right in front of the official, and you see Nick Sirianni, he's calling for it before the flag comes out. It was pretty clear, and D'Amico Ryans knows.
Face mask. Yeah. Defense number 57. The run in behind the line, so we enforce that 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Action, half the distance, first down. Thank you.
49ers were about middle of the pack as a penalized team this year. It's been a big story in this first half. They're 6 to the half, and now the Eagles in business with a 1st and goal. 21 seconds to go, 2 timeouts, so they can do whatever they want here.
Yeah, and the timeouts allows them to continue to activate Jalen Hurts as a runner if the offensive coordinator Shane Steichen chooses to.
Good shot.
Hurts going to give it to Scott. Racing around the edge. Scott is in. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Yeah, so Nick Bosa, he's the unlocked player of this zone read, and for whatever reason, he decides to go inside. He's got to force that edge. You see Philadelphia, they're lining up to go for 2 here.
Upfield. One's hitting right. Live hitting right.
Jump off sides and get this ball down to the 1, knowing they have those 2 timeouts. You're going to see Nick Sirianni. Oh, they couldn't get it communicated. So Nick Sirianni knows he has those 2 timeouts in his pocket. So what they do is they line the offense up, try to go a double, a hard count. If they jump, now you can go for 2 because the ball would be on the 1-yard line. And then you always can use your timeout. But now they have to line up for an extra point, KB, because you can't use back-to-back timeouts.
Hit and roll.
So their plan of using their offense to try to cover this half the distance.
Roll.
Yeah, they had 12 men on the field. You can see he's mad.
I mean, he lost his gum.
Yeah, he lost his mind. He lost his gum.
Meanwhile, the Eagles have 3 rushing touchdowns. Saw the angle. Scott clearly snuck in there inside the pylon. 2 scores in 1:20 for them. And the most rushing touchdowns in a single season all time now, tied with the Yellow Jackets. You know it's been a long time. Unbelievable. 3 here today. Extra point attempt by Elliott is up and good. Let's hear now from Gordon Ramsay for a special announcement.
Put down those wings and listen up. 2 weeks from tonight, next
Oh,
time
you
show
hit the
is
slope,
coming into
nice.
your living room.
Come back.
The Super Bowl here
Come
on
back.
Fox. Don't be a donut.
Keep coming.
Make sure you watch.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just think about this. 49ers have the ball, 3 timeouts. They come out aggressive. They hit a pass to Deebo Samuel. Looks like they're on their way to start a good drive. And then just a bobble of the snap by Josh Johnson. Reddick recovered, and then Boston Scott sprinting to the edge. Got by Greenlaw and just gets in bounds for the 3rd rushing touchdown of the day. And now Josh Johnson, who certainly didn't expect to be playing today, there with quarterbacks coach Brian Greasy. And now the 49ers Well, things have changed quite a bit,
Oh,
especially when you
this
have your
thing.
fourth quarterback of the year in there.
Yeah, from the time of that McCaffrey
You're going,
incredible run for a
going
touchdown,
outside,
it just
on
seems
a
like
ball
this game has
outside that
completely
first
flipped
rim
upside
mark
down.
there.
The defensive penalties lead to the long scoring drive, and as you just saw, giving the ball back to Philly. That's what we talked about based on how aggressive that they want to be on that 2-minute drive. Worst case scenario is that Philadelphia gets another possession, and that's exactly what happened after the turnover.
And now Cloud's going to take it out.
This
Takes a
big
shot,
red.
why not? Makes a couple men miss.
Oh.
Uh-oh, he's got some room, and all the way out to the 40 with 10 seconds left. And both of these teams are look, they're so good. They're the top two in the NFC. They're also not used to playing from behind, right? The highest percentage of time spent in the league. Well, it's these two. The Eagles are a little bit ahead of the 49ers. The 49ers are going to be trailing at the half, and that'll be new territory. But more importantly, they're going to be trailing with Josh Johnson at quarterback. With Purdy, the injury to the elbow. We'll see if he can come back in the second half. But right now, it doesn't appear like he will. So that return has him to take a shot here with 10 seconds to go. Four-man rush. Pressure on Johnson.
Yeah, turn.
Foot throw
Oh.
nowhere. Incomplete 5 seconds ago. As Ndamukong Suh had some pressure there.
Yeah, I'd like to see Josh Johnson. He's got 3 timeouts. You can throw this ball in the middle of the field. There was nobody on Juwan Jennings running across the middle of the field. That's one of these scenarios that you practice. Watch, from this 3-man stack, Jennings is going to come. He's going to run right into that Eagles logo. There's nobody on him. Josh Johnson floods. You practice that. It's mandatory get down. You catch it, you declare yourself down, take a timeout, give yourself another chance to get into maybe a long field goal.
Hit it. Oh.
He doesn't see him.
5 seconds.
We were all over it on that one.
Inside to Samuel gets a couple of blocks, breaks the tackle. Samuel driven into the ground, and that will officially end this first half. And the Eagles will go into the break after the late turnover and score up 21-7. And the first half stats brought to you by GMC. Every yard hard to come by in this one. Eagles scored on the opening drive. They scored on their last drive. But the 2 turnovers, huge in this game so far. And obviously the Purdy injury is big as well. 21-7 Philadelphia.
We'll go and grab it.
Halftime show coming up after these.
It's not bad.
From your local Fox station.
Yeah.
I remember when I got my first glimpse of the mountains, I had to take a breath. I began to understand
Oh, that's really
what's
good.
special about it.
You clear that.
Ready?
Clear that. Oh.
There is something that we should be thankful for, the human will to convince other people that this is worth keeping. Sure was times like that when they all questioned the monumental task that was in front of them. They started to realize their mission to exploit the region
Oh, yeah.
was the wrong path.
Yeah, well done.
There's something about staring out at the landscape here, taking in the natural world just as it was intended to be. I was determined to be out there.
We're hitting 4 degrees right. Wind's 25 left. What do you think? Just straight ahead?
He's dangerous.
I'm gonna make this right.
You can tell me the truth. Don't you want it to stop?
It's tough, right? Alright, well, I'm gonna cut in it anyway, so.
I'm gonna change your world. That's gonna be interesting. Let's go. I love sleeper. Great. Yeah. You want
And this time I draw it.
I'm controversial when I don't even mean to be. It doesn't matter how many times I'm right. You'll still argue with me. This is the herd.
What's the play?
Welcome to the Verizon Halftime, the network America relies on.
And the Philadelphia Eagles lead the NFC Championship game 21-7 at halftime, and it really changed on the opening possession for San Francisco. Brock Purdy hit
stop.
Hassan Reddick in his elbow and has not been back in action since. And so since that time, TV, it's really been the Philadelphia team.
Right. This is just so unfortunate. When he tried to go through with his arm, they caught him on his forearm. The elbow goes forward, and obviously what we're hearing is it's a nerve. So if it's a nerve, what's happened is all the way it burns all the way down to the hand. You can't feel your fingers. It will come back, more than likely not today.
You know how Hassan Reddick has really made a huge impact this season, and he did it here early.
Yeah, 16 sacks during the year. You had to figure out how are we going to deal with him. They chose poorly. They have Croft, the backup tight end, versus Kittle blocking him. Strip sack, hits the elbow, changes the trajectory of the game, and then again, you try to block Hassan Reddick with 16 sacks in the year with a wide receiver and a tight end who's late getting across the formation. Once again, second sack in the game. Hassan Reddick has been doing this all year.
You know, Jimmy, Josh Johnson's the 49ers' fourth quarterback this season. Can they come back with him?
Well, all week long, he's probably been simulating Jalen Hurts. He hasn't had a whole lot of work. And with the running back Elijah Mitchell out, really Christian McCaffrey's going to have to carry this football team on his back. Here he catches a screen, picks up 9 yards. You know, he is the key weapon for him. Here the ball thrown a little bit behind him. He picks up another first down. Then he makes a fantastic run. Makes 4 different guys miss. They break tackles into the end zone. Christian McCaffrey's going to be the key for them to get back into this ball game.
I mean, they went 46 yards for that touchdown. 44 of those yards were by Christian McCaffrey. So they definitely need him. But they also need to get Debo and Samuel involved. Even if you have to throw just short balls, short passes. But here, this is what you can't have. You cannot have just the turnovers. You just have the ball hit you in the hand and drop it. There really is no excuse for that. It's just about focus. And if you're Josh Johnson, you just know just don't mess it up. You have a good team around you who can help. Being down 14, the Eagles defense putting their ears back, and they're coming off that line and rushing the pass. They put themselves under a lot of pressure in San Francisco.
All right, look, there's still 2 more quarters to play in this game, and it's only a 2-score game. But right now, the Philadelphia fans are already celebrating. Local Philly native DJ Jazzy Jeff is performing here at halftime. I guess considering the date of that song, grandparents just don't understand these days. When we come back, we'll get you all set for the AFC title. Joe Burrow and the Bengals at KC.
Yeah, turn it. Hit it. Oh, nice pot.
The Verizon Halftime is brought to you by Verizon.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see how it holds up.
The savings.
Enjoyed it, guys.
Yeah.
I have dated a lot of guys in the city. It hasn't worked out for me.
She's too pretty to be in a place like this.